Hi, welcome to Beautiful Feet Wellness. My name is Jenny, and I will be taking you through a restorative yoga practice today. So you're going to be in poses for quite a while, so your breath is going to be very important. Especially, I want you to think about breathing and on your exhale, just releasing into that pose a little bit more. If you tend to have monkey mind and you really struggle to be still, I would suggest playing some music in the background that might have lyrics that are still calming. Um, Otherwise, if you're pretty okay with stillness and that factor, definitely find a soundtrack that you like that may be more instrumental. I'll post 3 good options in the description, so you can feel free to play those on top. Just open it in a new tab. I won't be talking very much during this so that you really can relax and just enjoy and really sink into the music. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. Some of them will be a little intense, but just hang in there and your body will definitely thank you for it later. All right, so when you're ready, you're gonna need a blanket, preferably like one of these, but really just something you throw on the back of a couch that's a little more sturdy, not as fluffy. And then like a bolster or a couch pillow, longer is better. Something that's like hip width at least. You can also use the blanket from or the pillow from your bed. Totally fine. You don't need a strap for today. And yeah, I think that's about it. Anyways, all right, here we go. Alrighty, to get started, we're gonna start face down on our stomachs. So go ahead and come there. You can have a blanket or a pillow underneath your forehead. Just begin to breathe. Your arms can be either by your sides, letting your shoulders drop heavy, or they can be out in front of you. You can also take your head to one side or the other if it doesn't feel good to be face down. Make sure you're taking nice, big, deep breaths here. Just breathe through any distractions. Anything that might come up in your mind, just focus back on your breath. you're ready, in the next few breaths, begin to push yourself up to tabletop and through all the way to a child's pose. Now your knees can be together for this one. Try it first. And you're just going to lay over the top so that your shoulders really fold over your legs and just become really heavy. Head can come to the ground, or you can bring your blanket with you. Kind of up to you. If this is really cutting off your breathing to the point where it's really distracting and kind of makes you a little anxious, then feel free and come to regular child's pose with your knees nice and wide so your belly can come between your legs, and then your arms can drop out in front, or they can again just drop down next to your side. Continue to breathe as you begin to lift yourself up, bringing your knees back together. We're going to sit on our feet. We're going to tuck our toes under though, all 10 toes. So if they didn't quite get there, you can help make sure, especially that pinky toe gets tucked too. And then go ahead and sit on back. Now if this is really intense, you can stay here. If it's really intense and you need like a little extra support to take a little bit of that pressure off your toes, you can always take your pillow or bolster or blanket and just put it underneath your bum to kind of bring yourself up a little bit. That'll make the stretch less intense. But we will stay here for a little bit longer than you comfortably would like. So just prepare yourself for that. Begin to breathe. Hands just come to your lap. You can close your eyes or just look out in front of you, but begin to soften your face. Any tension you might be holding between your eyebrows or your jaw, that's really not helping your toe situation any right here. So let that go. Check in with those shoulders, see if they're rising up to kind of move some of the tension elsewhere. Put those right back down your back. Let those shoulders go. Let your face relax. Hang in there. Breathe. Spend a lot of time on your feet, in heels, or whatever. This is going to be really intense, but really good for you. Just breathe through it. Good. Begin to come forward. Release those toes. And already, we're going to go ahead and stand all the way up. However you want to get there. Be nice to your feet. And you're going to take your blanket with you. Okay? So you can, depends on you, really, okay? So you can have it at this nice rectangle kind of, thickness. Or if you want, you can double it up again. This will make it a little gentler on you. So kind of you choose your blanket thickness here. What we're doing is we're doing a forward fold over our blanket. So bring your feet under your hips, maybe a little wider, whatever feels stable for you. And then you're going to bring this blanket kind of like to your hip crease. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, and then you're going to bend and fold over. So you can bend your knees here a little bit and you can get that blanket in there to where you don't need to hold on to your blanket. Your body just folded in half will keep the blanket in place. And then you begin to lengthen down and breathe. And you can keep your knees bent here or you can straighten them. It's kind of up to you, whatever feels good. Just really folding over that blanket. Breathe. It's really important to breathe here so that you don't get lightheaded. If you do end up getting lightheaded, just come on up and breathe. You can grab onto your ankles. Remember just to be gentle to yourself. You can also grab opposite elbows here. You can take a nice gentle sway side to side to kind of tell your body it's okay to relax. So whatever feels good to you here. Just make sure you're taking those nice, big, deep breaths. You can shake your head out yes and no. Whatever feels good. Keep folding, keep breathing. Make sure you're not sending all your weight into your heels. You can even be a little more front loaded if you feel comfortable doing so. And just begin to bend your knees gently, coming down to the ground. Sitting back on those heels, you're just going to remove your blanket. So for this next one, I suggest you roll up your yoga mat. You can also just take your blanket and put a nice tight roll in it too. That'll also work. But your yoga mat, if it's just, a thinner kind, is actually going to be perfect for what we're doing next. So go ahead and roll that up. We're doing calf smashing, which is totally legitimate and wonderful. And just a great kind of like myofascial release here for the back of those calves. Now, if you just put yourself in the same predicament I just put myself in and I have no spare mat just lying around to roll up, I've created this nice little knee pillow with my blanket, right? So get it nice and even. And then you can come onto your blanket. So for this exercise, you're going to take this nice tight mat roll. You're going to place it the back of your calves as high in as you can, as evenly as you can, and then you just begin to sit back. Roll your shoulders back, sit nice and straight. Good. And again, hands can just be on your thighs. For most of this practice, once you assume the position, you can kind of just close your eyes, breathe. Remember, just always focusing on that breath. And just finding that release. Now again, same thing here. If this is just really too intense for you and your brain's kind of freaking out more than you think you can calm it down, you can take that pillow, you can take or bolster, and you can just set it right underneath your bum to kind of support yourself up a little higher so the stretch is not as intense. So don't be afraid to do that if you need that. This is meant to be restorative, not complete torture device, all right? Just continue to breathe. Close your eyes or leave them open. Relax that tension in your face again. Make sure those shoulders are just dropping. You're not slouching though. You should be sitting up with some good posture here. And the more you sit up with good posture, at first it'll feel like it takes effort. And the more you do it, the less it feels like effort, the more it feels natural, which is what we're working towards. So if that's you, if good posture doesn't feel really relaxing right now, that might be one of the areas that you need to just work on. And and focus on the relaxing right now. We're focusing on our calves, right? We're focusing on getting a good calf stretch here. So if you need to focus on good posture and it may be a little uncomfortable for you, that's okay. It's worth it. That nice slight tuck in your chin, not a lot. Let the shoulders just go down your back. Chest is a little lifted, nice natural curve in your spine. Go ahead and come up a little bit, and we have 3 notches on your calves, so just move that roll back a little bit. And then lean on back down. Good. Maybe roll those shoulders back and down. Close your eyes, check in with your face. Breathe. Making sure no tension cropped up in your face. And you can keep your eyes closed or you can leave them open, whatever is more comfortable for you. There have been a lot of studies done that if you can close your eyes and just breathe, it does wonders for your brain, for resetting the chemicals in your brain, helping your brain actually hit the reset button and relax without actually having to be asleep, especially if sleep is something that doesn't really happen very well for you. If you can take the moments you get to just close your eyes and reset your brain and help your brain recover from life, that would be great. But I know it's not available to everyone. So if you're actually finding more comfort and relief in leaving your eyes open, then do it. And when you're ready, go ahead and lean forward. We're going to go to that last notch. So kind of the top of your Achilles tendon, the bottom of those calves. You don't have to push it all the way down to your ankles though. And then whenever you got a little bit further down your legs, just go ahead and sit on back. You might be surprised to find that you can touch your heels. You may not. It's okay. Roll the shoulders back, sit up nice and tall. Big inhale. Big exhale. If you can, focus that breathing into your belly. Take it out of your chest. Finding that calming breath instead of that shallow chest breathing. Again, just relaxing your eyes, relaxing your face. And then go ahead and sit on up, taking that roll out from underneath you. You're done with it, so if you'd like, you can roll back out your yoga mat. We're going to come into pigeon next. So you'll want your pillow or your bolster for this. So often, I'm flexible, I get it, I can do pigeon without a pillow, but sometimes we need to, for restorative, especially if you're super flexible, just not go there sometimes. And just maybe only do like 50% of what you can normally do. So, and if you're wondering, you're thinking, well, I need that pillow anyway, so what's 50% for me? You can put it here. You can also put another blanket on top. You can put a block or another pillow underneath your knee, and I'll kind of show you that as we get into it. So no worries, there's something here for everyone. So however you want to get into it, it doesn't have to be super, it doesn't have to look really cool. You can just get into it, but you're going to put this pillow maybe like 3/4 of your way back on the mat. I know that I want my blanket up there, so I'm just moving it while I'm at it. And you can just go ahead and take your leg over the top and try to get it more kind of like parallel, your leg parallel to the front of your mat, but more just that knee needs to go over to the edge of your mat. Okay. So then you can really relax that hip onto the pillow. And then this knee right up here, you can, if you want, if you need a little more support, take that blanket and put it underneath your front knee. Okay. And if you need to walk yourself out a little further, you just tuck those back toes, scoot yourself back that way, and then begin to untuck them. So I'm going to make a nice little pillow with my blanket. So as you find that lift, just find that length first. Just feel it out. Don't rush into your reclined pigeon quite yet. Good. And then when you're ready, you just begin to lean over. And your head can come to your pillow. And then those arms, just if you can, let them fall to the sides. You can also, if you feel more supported, you can be here with your hands, kind of in front of your head or under your head. But you want to try to get the least amount of effort going on in your arms. So often in pigeon, we're like up here. And I can literally see your muscles splaying out right here. This is restorative, it's supposed to be relaxing. So let's take some of that pressure out, which means if you need to add another pillow to prop yourself up further, or you even need to put one like right here, you can put it going this way, then do that. Okay? Make it comfortable to the degree that pigeon is comfortable. Take the next few breaths. Just kind of prop yourself up. Move anything out from underneath that front knee. If you place something under it, move things out of your way. You can get out of this however you want to get out of this. I am just going to tuck my back toe and lift my leg up over the top, but whatever takes the least amount of effort. I've seen people get in it like this, and for them that's not a whole lot of effort. So however it takes you to get to the other side, so that knee now is going to come to the side of your mat, and try to get your leg parallel to the front of your mat, but it's not a necessity. Something to work towards for this restorative posture of pigeon. And again, the pillow just kind of underneath your hips, walking that back foot out as much as you need to. Roll your shoulders back, kind of sit up nice and tall, let those hips relax. Continue to adjust your props however you need. Maybe adding a little more support, maybe adding something under this knee to bring it up a little higher. It's kind of up to you. Breathe. And as you're ready, begin to recline your pigeon. Again, hands can come alongside. Forehead can come to a blanket or a pillow. Arms can come out in front of you. It's up to you. Just try to not be really energized in those arms. Try to let them release as much as possible. Take your next few breaths. Just feel the goodness of that pose. And when you're ready, beginning to press yourself up. And again, however you want to get out of this pose, there's no graceful way. I mean, there are, but you don't have to take those ways. Good. All right, and then for our final pose, we're gonna do legs up the wall. If you don't have a clear wall in your house, totally understandable. I had to make one. But you can just put your legs up on the couch and just lay on the ground, and just put a blanket over you. That's totally fine. But if you have a wall, you can bring your mat to the wall. I can fold mine in half. Or you can bring it out long, either way. And then just butting it up kind of against the wall, but you can leave a little space. And then go ahead and take your pillow. You can take your pillow and your blanket, or just your pillow. The higher, the better, actually, for this one. And you're going to put that up against the wall. Okay? And you're going to leave just a little bit of space from the wall. Like maybe, just really like a little bit of space. And again, you can decide to put your blanket over the top of you if that's going to help you relax better, or you can just make that support a little taller. All right. And then to get into this, it is kind of tricky. I found that the easiest way is to literally come as close to that wall as possible and then kind of scoot onto it. And then begin to lay down. And then once you get there, you can walk your legs up the wall and use your shoulders and your legs to kind of wiggle your way up until your bum is as close to the wall as you can get it. And then just let your legs be up the wall, feet relaxed. And just chill here. If you'd like, you can take cactus arms, or you can lock opposite elbows to get some of that side body stretch. But if this creeps up into your neck or you just don't like it, your hands can come to your belly, they can come out to the sides, palms up, whatever. This is your final resting pose. So stay here as long as you like. Don't worry, I will tell you whenever I leave the space. Just begin to really breathe. Again, relaxing that space between your eyebrows, slight tuck in your chin. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue from there for your mouth. Begin to breathe into your belly if you can. This one is really good for runners, just flushing out all the lactic acid in your legs. If your lower back bothers you, this is also good. It's good just in general. It's another form of an inversion without you standing on your head or your shoulders or your arms. Especially if your hips are higher than your head right now. Kudos. Again, hang out here for as long as you'd like. Take a mini cat nap. I suggest at least 5 minutes in that pose. And just come out whenever you're ready. Namaste.